So let's talk about resilience. I know I've mentioned it in some past videos, but I just felt it was worthwhile to go into a bit more detail about what it is and what I wanted to say about it. And the reason that that's come up for me now is that I've recently run some workshops for students at my local university, and they've found it really helpful. So what is resilience, and where does it come from? And what's it like when we've got it, and what's it like when we don't feel we have it? All of those are kind of lots of questions that you've probably got going on in your mind. I certainly did. I know that when B was ill, and before that when I suffered with postnatal depression, I would have said that I was not a very resilient person. I would have looked at other people and seen that they had it all together, so it looked like from my perspective. But I just didn't feel resilient. And yet, our resilience, and this is how I see it, that we are all resilient. It's kind of built into who we are. That, if you look up the word resilience in the dictionary, it's our ability to bounce back, or an object to return to its original shape. And one of the metaphors that I love to use are about the toys called Weebles that were around when I was little. And the theme, the kind of the music that went along with that on an advert was Weebles wobble but they don't fall down. And that's us, all right? We take knocks and we bounce back up again. We kind of had knocked over, and then that resilience within us all brings us back to where we were, and in a way we're strengthened by the things that knock us. So what does it feel like to have that resilience? And I think for me, certainly, and I'd love your thoughts on this, for me that sense of resilience is just tuning in to listen to that deeper part of me that can acknowledge and recognize that I'm going through something that's pretty tough, and that I just need to do the next right thing that's in front of me. That listening to my wisdom from that quieter space, that wisdom may nudge me to rest, for example, if I'm struggling, rather than power on through, because that's where we're more likely to become under-resourced, and then often feel that we're not very resilient. There's a wonderful quote, I'm just going to find it here, which I know that B and I've used a lot, which is, hold on. On particularly rough days, I like to remind myself that my track record for getting through tough days is 100%, and that's pretty good. So think about that again. I like to remind myself that my track record for getting through tough days is 100%. And that's phenomenal, isn't it? So we're still here. And we will have learned something from those tough days. So whether you are struggling yourself with an eating disorder, or whether you are a parent or a carer, know that you are resilient. You absolutely are resilient. And the more we tune into that deep down place within us, the more we are likely to recognize and see that within us, within ourselves. Life is a roller coaster, right? And there are going to be tough times, and we will get through them. And what I've come to see is the only thing that stands in the way of that, of us feeling resourced or that we're really struggling, is the thinking that we've got going on, what's on our mental stage, if you like. So that when we are clear in our minds, when we are able to recognize what's going on, that we're going through a rough patch, a tough time, instead of just adding more to that with our thinking, creating more noise in our heads, when we can see what's going on. So, adding more thinking to an already overthinking mind is going to take us away from recognizing and seeing and having access to our resilience. Does that make sense? So when we catch ourselves, oh, I'm overthinking, and maybe this would be helpful to actually name what's going on. Oh, I'm feeling stressed. Oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Oh, I'm feeling anxious. Oh, I'm feeling angry. To actually name it, to name that emotion, so that then we're able to catch ourselves and settle down. You may have seen me use this in a video before, but it's just popped in my head now to use this again. That's our state of resilience. Okay, this clarity here, where we know what to say next, we know what to do next, because we've got nothing else going on in our minds. But what's happening for so many of us, and around times of eating disorders or any tough time, is that this is going on for us, all right? And we're trying to fix it. We're trying to come up with solutions from that place. And that's really tough, because the solution isn't found in shaking this up even more, metaphorically. The solution is that when we go, oh, I'm overthinking this, then look what happens. We kind of put it down and our mind naturally settles. We connect again once more with our inner resilience. And there is a wonderful, another wonderful piece that was written by, oh gosh, I can't remember the author's name. I'll put it in the notes. A French author. He wrote The Plague, La Peste, in French. And I want to read you something that he wrote about what I see as resilience. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better pushing right back. And that's it. Okay? That's what I see as resilience. It's within us. It's that invincible summer that he talks about. So I don't know whether, I'm hoping that that's helpful. I would love your feedback, what you see in that for you, what resonates, whether you're struggling yourself or whether you're caring for someone. And if you're caring for someone, if you see that within yourself, can you also see that within the person that you love that's really struggling right now? And maybe that's another video that I can record on seeing their well-being, seeing their resilience. So do let me know, leave some comments if you found that helpful, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.